Hey, thanks for checking out our video. My name's Doug, my wife's name's Stacy. We live in a log cabin on 11 acres in the Midwest. We decided to leave the city life so we could grow our own food and be more intentional with our time and with our money and with each other. So we've been out here for 8 years developing our relationship as a married couple, developing our skills as homesteaders, and also living off grid. We live with no solar power, wind turbines, or public utilities of any kind. So some of you guys are pretty new to our channel, right? And you probably don't know our whole story, but 8 years ago, my wife and I decided to leave the city life and to move out here to the country. Now, when we moved to this particular piece of property, the only thing that was here was this green and white barn and the perimeter fence, and that was it. So we basically have built this whole homestead from scratch in 8 years. It takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and it also takes money. So in this video, like I said, we're just gonna keep breaking down to you guys how you can grow your homestead, but you can't do it and be in such a hurry. Like a lot of people think you just buy your land and like within a year or two you're just going to develop this whole great homestead and everything's going to be fantastic. And that could be the case if you start out with a ton of money. My wife and I, we sold our businesses, we sold our house, we sold everything in our house. We liquidated everything so we could chase our dream, and we did it, and now we're here, and now we're sharing with you guys almost daily our journey. So hopefully you guys are learning a lot from this stuff. But let me explain to you what was going on with this barn when we first got here. So when I first got up here, I brought all these boulders with me, right? And what I did, I had a lawn care and landscape business, and I didn't want to get rid of those boulders. I mean, they're pretty cool, and I thought, man, I could use that for our landscaping around here. So what I did was I lined our driveway with them all the way down to the cabin, and it looked really cool. But the problem that I had was the way this barn was built by the previous owner, the ground slopes towards the cabin, and so this whole back side was wide open, and anytime we had a rain, all that rain would come down this hill and just destroy the inside of that barn. It was muddy and it was messy, and it was a big problem. So I brought a bunch of dirt in, started raising up the floor, but the problem I had with that was that the dirt wouldn't stay in here because there was nothing on this side blocking it. So I picked up all those boulders from around the driveway, and then I brought them here so I could create a wall, a natural wall, so I could keep everything inside the barn. And then I layered it with gravel on the top, and this is actually where we grow lamb's quarter. It's been working out pretty good. For some reason this year we didn't get any hardly lamb's quarter growing in here, but if you look at videos past, every year we have like this whole thing is filled with lamb's quarter, so that was kind of weird. Not sure what happened there. But I got this all figured out, but the inside of the barn was still just a mess. And, you know, but the problem that I had was, you know, we tapped out a lot of our funds just to pay cash for the property. We have 11 acres. I built a log cabin for cash. I had to get the concrete work done on the foundation, so that took a lot of cash. And, you know, just getting kind of started so we would be debt free. If I can offer one bit of advice from this video, is to do your best to stay debt free. The more debt you have, the more enslaved you are, and the less freedom you'll have to do what you want to do. So do your best. It takes a while, but just build your homestead debt free if you can. Now, I'm a proponent of using you know, loans and stuff on items that appreciate, such as land. So it's not a bad decision if you had to use a loan or something to get your homestead up and running if you can do it. But we suggest that you save and just take it slow. So for us, we've been out here for 8 years, and we've been, you guys saw the picture where I said that everyone's hiding this from you because it's the truth. A lot of people have parts around their homestead they'd rather you not see. And for us, it was the inside of this barn. It was really dirt floors and just nasty and dusty, and you know, it was a hard struggle for us. So basically what happened was we kind of quit using it. I put my buggies in there and that, you know, just a few other things, and that was it. And the problem I was having was the buggies were sinking into the ground, and they were rotting out the wheels and all this other stuff. So now it's costing me money too, right? Because I'm not addressing the problem. So I tried to raise the floor up, I put some gravel in there, and over time that stuff wears down, and like I said, it just was a big mess. So back then, when we decided that we were going to do something with the floor inside of here, we just decided to start saving about $70 a month, and we did that for 8 years. And so what happens is some of you guys are just tuning into our channel and you see like these concrete trucks and all this stuff, which I'm about to show you because I really want to show you guys how we got this floor all done and all the hard work that went into it. So I'm going to show you guys that as soon as I start talking here in a second. But I just want to drive this point home, like nothing happens overnight. no matter what your dreams are or what you want to achieve, it's not going to happen overnight. So don't get frustrated when you're stuck or when things aren't moving. Just keep your head down, keep saving, keep pressing forward, and it'll happen. And remember, if a saying that you could get from this video, I think a good saying is progress, not perfection. So even though, you know, the floor wasn't that great before, we did level it out. We stopped the water from coming in. It wasn't the greatest situation for us. But now, because we were diligent and, you know, we believed in our goal and we stuck to our guns and saved for it, we were able to put down this concrete floor. Now the thing with this is it's pretty expensive for concrete, right? And this is a pretty big area. But because we saved and we were good stewards with our money, for 8 years we were able to put this in. And now this barn is worth probably 3 times as much as it was before we bought the property. So now I'm going to show you guys some of the hard work that we did to get this floor done. So enjoy the concrete work. It was 30 yards of concrete. So that's a lot of concrete. I'm going to show you guys how we put it all down and everything and walk you through that. And then I'm going to give you some information here at the end. So don't go anywhere. Isn't that fantastic? Love it, man. It was a lot of hard work. Hats off to all the concrete guys out there and guys that work with tar on the roads and on roofs and blacktop and all that stuff, you know, especially concrete. Some of you guys have been on our channel for a while watching our progress, and you remember when we built the outdoor kitchen. If you haven't watched that playlist, we have a whole playlist on how we built the outdoor kitchen. I almost passed out from heat exhaustion. We did a terrible job. It was a friend of mine and myself who did it, and you know, we just really weren't qualified to do it. That's another thing. You know, you got to know when to throw in the towel. So I'm a big DIYer, as you guys can tell if you've been watching our channel for a while. I basically have built this whole homestead by myself with the help from some of our friends. And a big shout out to Gary and Greg, who have been showing up to help us get this project done, and I really am forever grateful for you guys and all your hard work you've put up here, and having never asked for anything. I think that's very beautiful as well, right? That these guys are showing up here and all they want to do is help out because they believe in our vision and they want to help educate you guys and get this out to the people. So the main thing is just like knowing your limits, right? Because you can bite off more than you can chew. So that's what we did. We just decided that that's what we wanted to do with this barn space, and it took us 8 years to save for it. And just in case you are new here as well, we have Rainwater Catchment. We catch 3,000 gallons and we gravity feed it from this barn down to the cabin where we started the video off at. And we've only had that system in for 3 years. That means for almost 5 years, we actually hauled water in 5-gallon buckets and 1-gallon totes, right? Because we believed in what we were doing and we had to save up to put in the water system. So hopefully you guys are enjoying all these videos and some of this advice that we're giving you guys. I mean, we're just trying to help you guys out on your journey, and I know sometimes it can get frustrating, you know, if the money's coming in slow and you're anxious and you want to get everything done, and sometimes you just have to step back and just kind of take a breath and just relax, because it'll happen. And sometimes when you rush it, you make bad decisions. You might spend money in the wrong place. Some guy might rip you off. So just make sure you're doing your homework, you're spending your money wisely, and just taking your time. So everybody leave a comment down below. If you have a homestead or if you live off grid, put down one thing that you want to improve on by this time next year. Leave it in the comments so you can come back and look at this comment and you can be like, wow, I said I was going to do this on this video. I remember this video. And then you can see like, where are you now? So I think that's a great deal. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I mean, I'm just tickled pink. I mean, we've really put a lot of work into this, and we really just want to help encourage you guys because we do get a lot of questions all the time that people can't afford this and I can't afford that. And I think another suggestion would be just don't compare yourself to other people, right? You just do you. So we have 11 acres. 11 acres might not be good for you. You might not be able to afford 11 acres. Maybe you can afford 1 acre. Maybe you can afford 1/4 of an acre. So you have to do what's in your boundaries. You have to do what's right for you. And then you just look to people like Stacy and myself and other people maybe that you watch on YouTube for the inspiration so you could do the best you where you're at. As always, thanks for watching our videos. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Stacy's gonna be throwing down some ferments for you. That's gonna be cool. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. And when you guys, I'm just telling you, when this all comes together up here, this is one of the oldest, most important spots on the homestead, right? So like, I didn't mean oldest, like for our property, I'm just saying for homesteads, from way back the 1800s, the early 1900s here in America, this, what I'm building up front here, this area was one of the most important parts on the whole homestead, and nobody talks about that in the homesteading community. We're all talking about having, you know, vegetable gardens and raising our meat and stuff like that, but I think we're missing this key component. So, well, at least I think we are, and we're not anymore, because we're going to show you guys what it is. We'll see you guys later, and don't forget to leave your comment down below.